Hello, friends. Welcome to Marriage and Family Relationship. My name is Ifan Chikramile, and like you know, I'll be responding to another question that some of my followers sent to me in DM. And the question I'll be responding to in this episode is it okay to consider age differences while choosing a spouse? Wow, that question is fantastic. We heard so many things today. Some persons are of the opinion that age is just a number. It doesn't really matter. Some will say age is not a number. Age is important, and there's so many arguments about age and relation to choosing who to get married to and who to date. Well, personally, I believe that age is important. Age is a reality. Age tells how long one has lived on earth. And like you all even know, certain things you could do when you were 12, when you were a teenager, yeah, when you were a teenager, when you were an adult, a young adult, and you can't do them now that you have grown. So it's just nature. Age is about nature. So you can't rule out nature in one's existence. So if you can't do those things you could do when you are young, so why do you think age is just a number? So in choosing who to get married, I am of the opinion that yes, you consider age. For example, if you want to get married and you believe you are your late 20s or mid 20s, and you decide that you go out for a sport with your spouse, go play football together, go play basketball together, or go run the street together, then also consider age. If you marry somebody who is far older than you, who is mid 30s, of course, the kind of lifestyle, the kind of activities you want to engage in, that person might not be able to engage in those activities. The more we grow older in life, the less we're likely to have interest in certain things about life. Some things don't no longer excite a man of 40 that might excite a young woman of 20 or early 20 or mid 20. So if you want to get married, yes, age is important. I'll give you another example. If you're a man and want to get married to a lady and you're in mid 20s and she's in early 30s or even mid 30s, of course you know that she's by age, she has grown in wisdom, and because you're in your mid 20s, I think experience of life that you have not gained, because she's more experienced than you would also expect her to begin to reason like a person of 25 or 24. So both in wisdom, the person who is older will reason differently from the person who is of younger age. So if you want to get married to somebody who is much older than you, are you willing to step up to begin to reason at the age of your wife? Because definitely no woman will be happy that while she's thinking about sending the children to school, doing some things very early in the morning, and you are thinking of something that is common among people of your age. So if you're thinking of marrying older person, then make effort to also begin to reason like the older person, so that your interests, your values, and your activities can actually blend. I hope that makes sense. It's okay if you choose to marry someone who's older than you. It's about love, it's about what you want, but consider that the person who's older than you might also show it by appearance. Okay, and then when it gets to the point where the person grows much older than you physically, then you realize that age is no longer a number. You can't ask for divorce. Nobody will be willing to listen to you. They want to divorce somebody because of age, right? So for me, age is important. Consider age as very important. If you want to jump around, you want to go into sports activity with your spouse, then the age difference shouldn't be that much. The same thing with the lady who wants to marry somebody who is about 20 years older than you. Well, it is good to marry a man who is far older than you, but also remember that for you to match with that man, you need to also begin to grow up in your wisdom, grow up to think the way men of that age think. That is the only way the man will value you. A man of that age will expect you to be a grown up. The man of that age will not come down to begin to behave like a person or a man of 25 years. So it's all about what you want. It's about what you want. It is possible, it's not a bad thing, it's not a sin to marry somebody much older than you. both the man and concern of the man and that of the woman, but there are also the pros and the cons. Okay, so I'll talk about the disadvantage. There could be some conflict because your reasoning will not be the same. You don't belong to the same cohort, the same age group, so your reasoning might not be the same. But if you can live with it, please, before you get married, try to reason like somebody of that age you're going to get married to, so that you can have peace, love, and respect. One major problem with marrying a lady who is much older than you, is the possibility of getting the respect that you deserve. You know, men by nature, none of them are commanding, are strict, men by nature are forceful. Okay, they want men and nature want their will to be done. That is men by nature. Also, men who don't know God, Christian men will know that they love their family, they treat their family with love and respect. But men by nature, African men by nature, okay, are domineering. So imagine marrying a woman who is older than you, and you can't exercise that manliness, that ability to be strict. You can't take decision in your home, and you want to do it, and your wife is telling you this is not possible. So be sure that you're going to be happy with marriage someone older than you. But for me, it is important to consider. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you find some value. I hope your questions have been responded to. You let me know in the comment section if there are other things you want me to respond to. But in my next episode, I'll be responding to another important question that was sent to me. And that, how do I deal with the influence of society on the qualities to look out for in the future spouse? It's going to be an interesting one. So see you in the next episode.